Hey, what is up, everyone? This is Adam with Nostalgic Adam, and today I have the Jurassic World Battle Damage Spinosaurus. This is a Walmart exclusive. It is $29.99, and it is technically a re-release of the original Target exclusive that was released last year sometime. So, one of my Walmarts had this in stock. I actually have about 4 or 5 Walmarts within a decent distance from me. One of them showed that they had it in stock. I drove down there and talked to the guy in the toy department. Thomas, if you're watching this, you were extremely nice and helpful. I drove down there. I went over to the toys and I saw their Jurassic display. They didn't have anything there. They didn't have anything new. So I spoke to Thomas, and he was kind enough to go see if they had any in the back, and they had, I guess, 12 in the back. And so he grabbed me her, and here she is. So let's get right into this. Let's open this up. I've been pretty excited to get this into my collection. I first saw it at Comic-Con during the Mattel panel that I was lucky enough to be a part of. And they had some games and some like prizes you can win, and one of them was to win this actual Spinosaurus, which a few people did win. I believe one of them was a kid. If you saw on my Instagram story, we had a kid win it, and he was pretty stoked about it. All right, to release her, we have these little tabs right here. Open this one up, and I like that the packaging for the most part is pretty easy to remove. So if you wanted to, if you didn't destroy it kind of like how I did just now, you could actually set her back in there and then display her if you wanted to. Am I going the wrong way? No. There we go. All right, let's take her on out. Boom. So she slides out pretty easy. So let's say you wanted to, you could put her back in and display her if that was something that you wanted to do later on down the line. All right, let's get rid of this. And I don't believe there is a card for this packaging. I'll open it up in a second, but we'll take a look. Okay, here she is. Beautiful, beautiful Spino. Now, from what I understand, I think they improved the leg articulation with her in this run. I know a lot of people were kind of not as happy with the leg articulation. I think there was it was harder for her to stand up, but I didn't really have any problems with that. So overall, here is her sculpt, which again is going to be the same sculpt that we received from the first one. So if you don't have the first Spinosaurus, this is a perfect opportunity to get her. Go to this side right here. So I know the paint scheme, not a lot of but people are super stoked about it, but I don't mind it so much. You know, I mean, there's not much more that you can. I mean, you can't copy the same exact paint from the last one. So I like what we have. I think it looks pretty good actually. Okay, so let's start with tail articulation. So we can go up, down. Let's go right, left. So tail articulation is there. Let's take a look at the legs. Legs, we can go, let's see here. We can go adductors and then abductors. And we can rotate her legs, I believe, all the way around. Let's go backwards. Yep, all the way around. And they're pretty snug. Right on. There's no real loose joints on here. Yeah, same thing on this side. And there's her dyno code, if y'all want to scan that. Cool. Okay, let's go over to her arms, her buff arms. One thing is that I think is a little bit of a downfall is her toenails are painted, which I love. Her fingernails aren't painted. Now, the previous one does have her nails painted right there, but we'll go over that in a second. Just a small little detail, but that's okay. All right, her head articulation. So, side to side. We got up, hyperextending, down. That's one thing I really liked about having the Spinosaurus. The first one that we have is just the posing, how real. Like you can have her turn her head, and it stays, and it looks really real. I was really impressed with the first one. Okay, so let's look at the eyes. Same type of green eyes, but I think these ones are a little bit more neon looking green, or maybe they just look that way because of the color scheme of this paint. And beautiful teeth right here, beautiful paint. One thing I love the most is I feel like with this, out of most of the dinosaurs, their sculpt and their detail seems like really intricate on the Spinosaurus itself. And here's her head articulation. There we go. It's like that extreme chomping. And the one thing I like to point out is the roof of their mouths. Roof of their mouth has all those grooves and ridges. I think that's awesome that they did that. They could have just smoothed it out, but no, they decided to put actual grooves. And let's look at the bottom underneath too. Yep. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, side to side, up, down. All right, her arms, let's see here, they go out. That's about as far out as they can go. And then let's go in. Cool, cool, cool. All right, we're gonna put that off to the side because I keep hitting her with it. Okay, and she can rotate her arms all the way around. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, let's get to the sail. The sail is one of my favorite parts. The sail is actually a different material than the normal plastic right here. It is it's a little bit of a rubber feel up here. So it's dense, it's hard, but it's not as hard as this plastic here. So there's a little bit of movement and give right here. Okay, so what sets her apart from the previous Spinosaurus that we have is her battle damage, which you can activate by pushing this back sail over here. So even though her battle damage is closed right here, it does not affect being able to push this if you wanted to. One thing I do like is how they are able to cover up this battle damage and still make it look pretty flush. I mean, you can see some lines right here, but it could have been way worse. We could have had a battle damage where you can see the lines terribly through here, but they did a fantastic job at taking two different materials, which this is a rubberized material right here, two different materials matching the paint and the color scheme, and then being able to seat it flush. And, you know, you can make it look super flush, almost as if it's not even there. So, perfect for photography. All right, let's take apart the battle damage. Unhinges right there. We have a rib cage with some fatty tissue layer right around the rib cage right here. Perfect attention to detail. Then the rib cage comes out, revealing blood and guts and gore. Yeah, so you can see that right there. You can see all, when I take the sail, push it down, the ball rotates with it, releasing all the blood and guts. Very cool. We don't have anything really like this as far as battle damage goes, and so I think this is pretty unique. Love this. Pretty cool. I think kids will enjoy this. I enjoy this. You can see it fill up, come back down. Awesome. So that is the big main feature of this Spinosaurus right here, is the battle damage. Okay. So we'll compare her with the first one that we have. Give you guys another final look at her. Okay, let's put her there. Here is the original Spinosaurus. They should be the same size. Let's take a look. They should be roughly the same size. They look pretty much the same size to me. Let's come down this way. Yeah. So the first paint scheme is more of the original colors, close to the colors. So, I mean, if you already have the original colors, you know, what else can you do? You know, you don't want to do two of the same and then put the battle damage there. No, we want something different. I like the color scheme. I'm happy with it. I think it's great. It stands out. We don't have too many dinosaurs that look like this, and it just pops. Okay, so we'll put her right there. Let's take the old one. Put her there. And you can see the attention to detail. Same sculpt. Both with the extreme chomping. Both have the gum displays. Let's take a look at her. Her toenails are painted in her hands. Isn't a huge deal to me. We can always edit that in Photoshop later if we wanted to. So that's the comparison of the two. Pretty identical, except this one has, again, the battle damage feature. So let's talk about price. The original one was, I believe, $25.99, $24.99 from Target.com. If you were able to get it from Target.com itself. This one is $29.99. It's a $5 increase from the original one that we have. I think it's worth it because, hey, you're getting a Spinosaurus that a lot of people, unfortunately, weren't able to get the first time around. So first of all, you're able to get this itself. Second, you're actually getting the battle damage feature, something new, something that we haven't seen before like this. An extra $5, hey, that's not a big deal to me. And then third, you're actually able to get this in store. I've seen some people already have their displays already up in their store. It's a big, huge, beautiful Jurassic World display. I believe it holds the Spinosauruses, Indominus Rex, and then I believe Super Colossal Tyrannosaurus Rex in the big display. So you can actually physically go down to the store, see this, pick it up, and grab it for yourself. Oh, and one more thing before I wrap up is I wanted to show you the articulation here at the ankles. So they will rotate all the way around, just like that. Nice and snug, very cool. Both sides will do that. And then there's unfortunately no paint application here at this dew claw. But again, something that can be fixed with Photoshop. And hey, most of the time kids are gonna be playing with this, so it's not that big of a deal. All right, well, hey, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out my Instagram if you're not already looking at it. It's at Nostalgic Adam, all one word. I do a lot of toy photography, toy hunts, collection videos. I post a lot of things on my stories. And it's a good time. So I'll see you all in the next video.